Warning, this episode contains a lot of sex and death and terrible and voice losing. And don't forget that this episode does have a warning. This warning is telling you that if you do not like sex or rape or hatred comments toward those who have mental issues, please stay away from this episode. And if you are not 18, please stay away from this episode. Wait until the next episode, which will be uploaded tomorrow. So please listen to the warning. Thank you. And if you are ready and above the age of 18, please enjoy this episode. If you can handle terrible voicing, terrible reading, and a lot of stuttering and stopping and continuing, please enjoy. What is up, my ninjas and assassins? Mega1 here, and welcome to a reason why I never read fanfictions. Yes, this is one is called Derpy's Finest Hour, and yep, it's a reason I never read fanfictions. It's on the fanfiction site. There's gonna be the link below in the description. This is a tragedy, sad, dark story. Ponyville is fed up with Derpy's disastrous antics and decides it's time to put her down in a gruesome blue in a public manner. This is made for a few brony friends that wanted to see more stories like this. Believe it or not. Trust me, there's a lot of weird people in the world, a lot of weird bronies, and a lot of weird people. But I'm surprised you even went through with creating a story like this. Headless_rainbow. I am disappointed in you. Whatever. So, what does it contain? Contain sex, gore, death, rape, full sex, public sex, incest, straight sex, gay sex, temporary gender shifting, execution, and a bit of necrophiliac. If you don't know what necrophiliac is, it's basically sex with dead people. That is what necrophiliac is, and it's something that really isn't good. 6,000 words, and if I stumble on some words or anything like that, I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses, and I'm not a very strong reader. Okay, so let us begin the story. Derpy felt herself shoved into the stockade, pain shooting through her neck as she was pushed downward. Then both front hooves brought to rest on the splintery structure as well. The stockade was clasped down, holding her tightly by neck and wrist, and locked tightly into place. She tugged immediately, but to no avail. Tears of confusion started to stream down her face. But I don't know. But I didn't mean to. I just didn't know what went wrong, she cried out, only to be met with jeers. I think you're supposed to be putting there with cheers from a few nearby ponies that were spectating. A hoof coming down across her face made her yelp in pain, and she made herself be as silent as she could, though still sobbing as her head was hung low. Oh, shut up! Haven't you caused enough trouble? Not to mention, the hoof came from the mare. Oh, sorry, that's the mare. She wasn't a particularly strong pony, but the emotional hurt was worse than the physical pain at this point. The mare then turned her head, looking at the main six at the front of the small group of spectators. Twilight Sparkle, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, Rarity, Applejack, and Pinkie Pie were all lined up there, watching the event. None of them seemed to... Hold up. Gonna cut this out. Sorry. Where is that? None of them seemed to cross with what was happening. In fact, they seemed rather okay with it. Pinkie Pie was hopping up and down, Rainbow Dash in her wing and her wings up as if it was reeling her up. What? To see? R-I-L-I-N-G. I don't think that's a word. Reeling? Okay. And the others who were at least looking on approvingly. Even if Fluttershy in particular seemed reserved, trying to pretend not to stare. The mayor nodded at them. They took to the crowd and then spoke to the crowd in general. Citizens of Ponyville, after this last disaster that Derpy has caused, it has been decided that we cannot go on any longer. Her ignorance and unwillingness to think ruin our city. It's more of a town, but whatever. She has caused injuries to citizens, repeatedly destroying city property and disrupting town activities at her turn. As the hospital has refused to admit her due to her destructive nature, we have only one choice. She will be executed. She paused for a moment. Does any pony here disagree with the sentence? I do. Yes, I do. Of course. Though that hadn't been paying too much attention from the crowd, perked up at the word execution. There hadn't been an execution in Ponyville in all its days. No one spoke up in Derpy's defense. However, knowing that everything the mayor said was truth, in fact, many looked on with greater interest. Many smiling. Sorry, brain fucked up. Can't read. Murmur of agreement were heard in the crowd. It's about time. Get ready. Ugh, finally. Going to kill that stupid fuck. Awesome! Not even you. Hold up. Not even you. The mayor's eyes went to Dinky, the little unicorn in front as well. Dinky shook her head, then looked at Derpy with hate in her eyes. She had enough. She had it. Yeah. She had it. Yeah. She had enough. She had enough of her mother embarrassing her. Derpy's jaw went slack, staring at her daughter as she was disowned, and her sobbing increased in volume, and she couldn't hold it back any longer.
Oh, it's fine, Mayor.
Fluttershy spoke up.
I can take care of Dinky after.
Fuck. How do I do Rarity?
Actually, Mayor, Rarity spoke up.
Rarity spoke up, seeming unsure.
There is something.
You have an issue with the ruling? The mayor asked, curiously, raising an eyebrow, as if the idea baffled her.
Oh, no. Oh, goodness, no.
Rarity chuckled.
I was just wondering, how is she going to die?
It just would be a shame if she got off easy.
Yeah.
Hold up. Country buggin'. Country buggin'. I'm gonna be cutting these out. Country buggin'.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Down here. Yeah. Yeah. Applejack concurred. Much damage as she cursed.
Want to see some right suffering?
Right suffering. I can do a female voice while fucking country bunkin'. Yep, I can't do that. I just can't. I guess I have to do this voice. Whatever.
You know, that's actually a good point.
Nodded Twilight Sparkle. No kidding. Rainbow Dash nodded. Noted. What? Okay, I'm sorry. You just...
you just got us all riled up out here. The last thing we all want is to be let down with a quick death. Very well.
The mayor nodded.
You're
her superior on the weather team, are you not? Then I dub you official executioner of the ceremony.
Have fun.
She gave a bit of a wink, then walked off the platform.
Oh, hell yeah!
Rainbow Dash exclaimed, flying up onto the stage and landing next to Derpy with a wide grin.
Oh, come on, you guys. Don't you want to leave my best friend out of it?
Hold up, what? I'm landing next to Derpy with a wide grin.
Come on guys.
I can't tell. Is that Rainbow Dash? Is that Rainbow Dash or is it Derpy? I can't tell. Sorry. Like if they, I don't know, just kind of normal like dialogue kind of bothers me here. Okay, the crowd gave a bit of applause as the town heroes took the stage. The other five standing on the opposite side of Derpy as she continued to sob. No one stopped her. The sound of her sobbing was like music to the ears of those that had to deal with her for so long. Even Spike managed to make it up there by leaping onto Twilight's back at the last moment, watching with interest.
Oh, this is going to be so amazing.
Rainbow Dash looked at Derpy, her own wings completely erect still.
Oh, man, I don't even know where to start.
Is this person?
Well, if you're talking a while to decide, darling, I'm going to put that Winnie face to work.
Reddy pranced over in front of Derpy, looking down at her. Like, the grammar here sucks, and I'm sorry, but I can't read well. The white unicorn smiled almost regally, just from bringing a hoof down against Derpy's face, causing the Pegasus to cease her weeping for a moment from the impact and giving Rarity her full attention.
Now listen here, you ugly little thing.
Rarity looked down at her.
If I enjoy this, I must vouch to have things less painful for you.
With that, Rarity turned her body around, bringing her behind Derpy's face. I can't read this. I'm sorry. Seriously, I need to get my glasses because like this is killing me. Be back with the recording. Okay, I'm back with my glasses and now I can actually see what the hell's going on. So where was I? Raising her tail up, she slowly leaned back until her white slit was inches from Derpy's face. There was a breath of quiet from the crowd. Some eyes widening. Oh, okay, sorry. Some eyes widening, wondering if she was really going to do what it looked like she was doing. Indeed, she did. Rarity spread out her legs, pressing her hips back as Derpy felt the white unicorn's beautiful slit pressing against her face. Oh my god. She was already moist, the anticipation of the event by itself enough to wetten things. To wetten things. I'm gonna read it as I see it, and that's really what it says. Wetten. Yeah, it's wetten things. Needless to say, once she went there was a number of other spectators that felt their thighs wetten. There we go, sorry. Or their sheaths start to fill out. Twilight let out a slight chuckle as she could feel Spike's reaction. Reaction? Don't you mean Spike's erection against her back? It's okay. As she could feel Spike's reaction against her back where he sat. No, it's not reaction. It's erection. Erection. Fuck. Jesus. Okay. Jesus, man. Reaction is fucking. Yep. When I get my girlfriend, I'm gonna be like, let me show you my reaction. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna do that. That sounds stupid. Okay. Derpy took Rarity for her own word and actually tried her best. She started lapping awkwardly at the slit, trying hard to focus her eyes, though they just ended up pointing further apart where she did, her soft tongue tracing up and down the slit, her chin pressing against Rarity's clit as she lapped deeper. Soon her tongue was parting Rarity's pussy lips, spreading them widely and causing a moist hole to begin to drool with pleasure. A moist... Alright. Let me read this with less of a darker tone voice. Soon her tongue was parting Rarity's pussy lips. I feel awkward enough reading this shit. Spreading them wide and causing a moist hole to begin to drool with pleasure. Okay, like, I don't think a hole can drool, so whatever. Yeah. We should have someone at her rear too, Rainbow Dash suggested. Not licking her, I hope. That sounds a bit too. Twilight thought, then walked over towards Derpy's own posterior, moving a hoof to feel her over her slit, using the rough edge of her hoof so it's not to accidentally pleasure the moron. She's pretty tight though. I don't think she's been had since Dinky was what? I don't think she's been had since Dinky was born. Sorry, like that line just doesn't make sense. I don't think she's been like, I understand now after reading it a few times, but I mean, like, initial like reading is like, I don't think she's been had since Dinky was born. I mean, I get it, like, you know, she hasn't been laid, but I mean, you could have just said laid. Whatever. Wait, is this pink? I swear, like, I don't know, I can't read these things, like, I'm guessing this is Pinkie Pie now, so, yeah, you know, no punny, what's the layer? Nodded Pinkie Pie. she couldn't even get any at my last orgy party. What the fuck is wrong with this story? Oh, God, I feel so terrible reading this shit. Ugh. Hey, I ain't got no idea. Applejack smirked and waved into the crowd. Come on up.
Here, big brother.
Oh god, man, I can't. How? I'm not even that far into the story. I'm not not even near the halfway point, and I can't even read this shit. With that, Big Macintosh slowly started heading up onto the stage himself, his own stallion hood already hanging nearly fully hard beneath him. He didn't even have to be told what to do, slowly moving around beneath the stockade. Applejack appeared, perhaps forgetting herself slightly due to the fun of the moment, moved over beside him.
Where are we going? Let me help you get hard, bro. I know. I can't read this. I know it won't be easy with this ugly little thing you're gonna mount, but I'm sorry, I can't read this. Like, my eyes are hurting. Like, it's hurting, so my eyes are hurting from the story so bad I can't even read it. Hold on, let me turn the brightness up because I can't see. It's a little too dark for me. There we go. Sorry, I'm bad. I am bad at doing these things. Okay. Here. Okay. Where was I? But you know, you'll make it hurt worse than any pony at your size. She then moved one hoof to stroke slowly back and forth on her brother's meat, moving her head down and started to run her tongue slowly up and down to help him get harder. Despite the blatant incest on stage, most eyes were still on Derpy, who was still trying her best to eat out Rarity. Rarity didn't look to be enjoying it, despite her cunt being insensitive. I can't read. I swear I can't read today. Insensitively wet, gooey, drooling a bit down her thighs as she started to buck her hips slightly back to try to increase the pleasure. Spike had climbed up to Twilight's head, just staring at Rarity, having a great view of her drooling hole from where he was. Twilight hemped as she felt Spike more and less dry humping the back of her mane in the process, and used her magic to gently tug him off of her back and place him on the floor beside her. Meanwhile, Big Macintosh easily rock hard with his sister's affection, slammed his hooves down against Derpy's bottom, plugging himself into her. So wait, so he's like on a fucking House of Appliance. You just plug him in. So Derpy's a wall socket. So you. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that's what it literally just say like Big Mac's just a fucking, like, I don't know, blender thing, and he's like a fucking blender, and Derpy's the wall socket. So you're just that's what I think about it. Like, I'm trying to make this as less sexual as it is, and my reading is actually pretty much helping because my voice is terrible. She squealed out at the weight suddenly atop of her back legs almost buckling, but trying to stay standing for fear that not cooperating would make things worse. Her yelp sent shivers through Rarity, making her arch her back slightly. Sorry. Oh, darling, hurts again. It's the only way to make this idiot feel decent. Jesus, fuck, I hate this story. Rarity winked back at Big Macintosh. Yup. Big Mac responded simply, lining his shaft slowly up hold up, leaning. Is it lining or leaning? I don't know. Whatever. His shaft slowly up to Derpy's entrance as his hooves bore down roughly against her shoulders, right below where her head was in the brace, the tips splurting a bit of pre-apple juice, you know, pre-donkeys, you know, like, is he spurting, like, tacos out there? I don't know, like, you just say pre. What's pre? Again, I know sex, but I mean, I know the whole entire, you know, I know about the anatomy and everything, but I mean, I know what he's referencing here, but I mean, if someone didn't know about this stuff, which I'm surprised, wouldn't be surprised if, no, actually, I would be surprised if someone spent all their time on the internet and didn't know anything about sex. I know he's saying pre-cum, but I mean, like, you're just saying pre, so it's like, pre-television, you know, like, the tip spurting of pre-television, you know, like, it's, what? Okay, whatever. Which drooled down one side of Derpy's pussy. Then Applejack moved a hoof to help line her brother up before he plunged forward into her. She was tight, so it took a bit of time to break in, but Applejack keeping his tip against her entrance with one hoof as her mouth moved to continue to lap at his shaft to keep him hard and held. Finally, there was a lewd, wet noise as he penetrated her, sinking as far as he could on the first thrust, then drawing his hips back to ram the rest of the way. And this is really fucked up. With the second thrust, his belly smacking against the gray mares behind. The delightful scream Derpy made caused Rarity to shiver, but as the scream wore down into sobs and Derpy found it harder to continue licking, Rarity sighed and pulled her bottom away from her with a smacking sound. Hold up. Who is this? Is this Rarity? Oh, okay, yeah, it is. Goodness, you can't even get me off. When you're screaming, what kind of moron are you exactly? You're the guys with the fucking morons. You're fucking raping and defiling, public humiliating a fucking pony that has issues. Okay, whatever. This fucking story makes me annoyed. And it makes me angry, because, like, I'm special, too. I'm not, like, super special, you know? Like, I just have ADD, depression, and that's it. But, I mean, like, who doesn't get depression? Well, a lot of people, but whatever. I mean, like, I have ADD, you know, and I take pills, and I'm normal. Like, even without the pills, I'm fine. But whatever, the story just pisses me off even more. And I know people who have worse symptoms, and no, not even just, you know, worse things, but they still live normal lives. And if this really happened in real life, I'd be so fucking pissed. I'd be fucking punching people in the face and everything. Stop getting off tangent. Okay, she shot at Rarity, giving her head a bit of a kick with a hind leg before moving aside. She moved to fold all four legs and sit neatly on a cushion that she summoned to rest on while still on the stage. I'll never orgasm with that stupid cunt licking me, Spike. Be a dear and come and finish me off, would you? Spike didn't have to be told twice, running over to Rarity and moving to gently move her tail out of the way with a big grin before her lewd before he lowered his head to her still needy slit.
Yes, milady. Whoa.
Rainbow Dash watched the action. None of it was her doing so far, but she obviously approved. Swooping down once Rarity was out of the way, mounting Rainbow Dash's head as she continued sobbing and rubbing her cyan slit forcefully in Derpy's face. Oh man, I have to stop reading this shit. Hopefully the audio is good because like I am done reading this. I'll finish this up in a little bit. Okay. I am back. Okay. Okay. Okay, continuing the story. I'm sorry if you don't like this. You can thumbs it down. I don't give a fuck. Like, it makes sense. I am very terrible at this stuff, so. Okay. Fluttershy smiled slightly at the sight, but then looked down off the stage.
Oh, thank you. Don't stay down there. Come on up. Come up here and watch your mother die. Sweetie, you deserve a front row seat. Really?
Dinky smiled excitedly, taking hold of Fluttershy's hoof and pulling herself onto the stage, moving excitedly over to where Derpy was locked down and getting raped from both ends. She didn't even know what the hell was going on at her age, but she could see it was making her mother miserable, and that's all that mattered. Big Mac wasn't going easy on her, his hips slamming forward, making the stockade creak with the pressure he put on it. He gave her no time to adjust his throbbing hard horse cock, pushing deep tip, ramming against her cervix as her pussy spasmed in agony around him, taking a stab in his sides after so long without sent shockwaves of agony through her body, making her wail with each stroke inward.
Well, oh, she's bleeding, Big Mac. Good job.
Twilight moves over a bit to get a better view, watching the red fluid drool from Derpy's fuck hole down her thighs, as well as down Big Mac's balls. I can't read this. Like, I have family in the other room, and it's kind of awkward kind of reading this, and I'm doing this in a hushed tone so I don't get in trouble. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, I don't know if my fucking family will see me reading fucking rape clopfic. I didn't even know this was the clopfic at the beginning. I know there was sex, but I mean, I didn't think it would go this far. Okay. Yup. Big Mac barely got the word out, drooling heavily. Finally his cock broke through even her cervix, entering her womb directly as his belly smacked repeatedly against her bottom. His swinging balls while slapping her bloody belly with each stroke of his brutal rape. I can't read this shit, man. My God, Rainbow Dash clung to the wooden clamp with her front hooves, her hind hooves wrapping tightly against Derpy, as she rubbed her pussy into the other Pegasus' sobbing face, using her tears for lube. At least until her own pussy was sobbing wet itself from the turn-on of seeing the troublemaker suffering so.
Yeah, that's right.
Rainbow Dash grinned, rubbing herself harder, feeling her thighs start to spasm slightly in sheer pleasure.
Here's one fuck
Here's one fucked up that we won't have to worry about anymore. Make my job so much easier with the brainless retard like you out of the way. Oh god. Rainbow Dash wasn't a hardly laid compared to Rarity. Just the experience of causing Derpy's pain was enough to get her off. The hair trigger of a Pegasus get off hard, her juices splattering over Derpy's face, getting into her eyes and burning them. Rainbow Dash rubbed her pussy against her eyes. Okay, that's kind of weird position. Like, just imagining that, that's kind of a weird position. I could see like in a cartoony fashion. Duh, like, it's a fucking cartoon. Like in much more of a sillier fashion than the actual show. So it's much more funnier in this thing. Even moving her hooves down to force the eyes open, so she could rub her orgasming cunt directly against each one in turn. That's one huge ass pussy. Fucking whatever. Where is I? Dinky's eyes were wide as she watched this Fluttershy standing next to her, her body shivering slightly in excitement. Though she couldn't tell why, Fluttershy smiled slightly, moving a hoof to stroke the filly's back gently before slipping beneath her tail. The child's rump raised up in instinctually obedience. Fluttershy began softly rubbing against the little slit between her thighs. Mama is hurting bad. Dinky spoke to Fluttershy, but didn't take her eyes off Derpy as her little tail raised, and she started rubbing against the hoof for no reason. Then she understood. She's going to die? That's right, dear. Go ahead and enjoy. Fluttershy spoke in a motherly manner. This is a special moment that will only happen once. The crowd was right into things at this point. Cheers and shouts of encouragement raining up towards the stage. Yeah, rape that. God, I can't read this shit. Fucking retard doesn't know how good she's good at it. No, she's got it pretty good before. Now she's knowing how bad she's got it. Can't wait to get rid of that stupid fuck. People wanted the story. How? Oh man, I feel fucking dirty for reading this shit, man. Barely halfway. Oh god. Okay, as it appears that the town's ordinance against lewd behavior had been lifted in celebration of the retard's execution. I feel so sick. Many of the spectators were outright clopping at the sight. Mare sitting with both hooves rubbing frantically at their wet pussies, stallions with their cocks standing tall as they stroked themselves. Why don't you just fuck each other right now? A few couples had begun to engage each other as well. Lara and Bonbon were in a 69 position on a park bench. I'm sorry, just the image of that, this is so stupid. Okay, muzzled, buried in each other's crotches, turned at an angle where they could both look to the side to see the action on the stage. Caramel. Who the fuck is Caramel? I don't know who Caramel is. Caramel was enjoying a random mount from another stallion that he'd never met. Wait, Caramel's a dude? Wow, interesting. First time I've ever seen like gay people fucking each other. He never met before. Lotus and Aloe. I know who those are. Actually had a line of mares and studs forming for their company. Really? Oh, okay. Though it looked like the professionals' horse were charging for their expert services from the bowl of bits that was next to them. And of course on stage there was Spike, where Spike had moved upwards, now holding Rarity's beautiful plot, while he sank his throbbing dragon shaft repeatedly into her, keeping it slow to enjoy the moment. She was enjoying it, looking relaxed as her hips rotated slightly in time with his, and she managed a cup of tea in front of her. You can tell that's pretty bad, because Spike is like, that's pretty fucked up, because Spike is still a child, so there's child pornography in the story, and that's terrible. Well, it's not even pornography, yeah, it's just child porn, you know, it's just child fucking an adult. Man, it's fucked up. I mean, like, I could see this being funny, like, taking this, like, in a stupid turn, but I mean, like, the dialogue and some of the words just piss me the fuck off, and I can't read it. Oh, man. And Spike's like a little kid, so, like, he has like, a tiny little dragon shaft, so, I mean, like, just imagine that, trying to hit up a grown fucking pony, man, like, it's like it's literally throwing a fucking hot dog down a hallway. Not even a hot dog, it's a mini corn dog thrown down a hallway. Okay? That's what's going on here. Okay? That's literally how it is. That's how I see it. It's literally fucking Spike's little mini corn dog thrown down a hallway, which is it's stupid. This is a stupid story. The mayor was more or less just watching, very proud of how things had just set up, but also looking a bit weird. That was, at least until she heard a gust of wind as Celestia landed next to her. Oh, Your Majesty, I was wondering when you were. I was worried when you were late. The mayor bowed. Oh, my apologies. So much to do today. I didn't want to miss it. The princess's eyes scanned the area, a smile gracing her face. Nice to see everybody enjoying the event. I was hoping that you wouldn't settle for painless execution. Oh, thank goodness. I was afraid you might have disapproved. You know, making some ponies suffer. The mayor smiled. Oh, don't worry, Celestia assured. Derpy is so brain damaged that I won't even call her sentient. Oh my god. Oh, I can't read that. That's fucked up. I have to get through this fast. Get through this fast. Come on. Fast. Derpy is so... I can't read it. I can't read this shit. This story's so bad. I feel bad for even reading it. Derpy is so brain damaged that I wouldn't even call her sentient. Pony so... God, it's gonna be retarded as hers. I'm just gonna read this normally because I can't read it in a voice because it's just too bad. As her deserves an agonizing end, especially after costing society so much. Anyway, I enjoyed things. I'll enjoy things and stay out of the way until I am needed. I like to see my subjects enjoy themselves so much. Back on stage, Big Mac was finally blowing his load, arching his back and moaning out with a deep voice as his throbbing cock rocketed his thick seed into Derpy's unwilling tongue, filling her up and then overflowing, leaving streaks of thick white fluid in the blood that now puddled slightly on the stage. He heaved again, then slowly started pulling himself off of her. Oh, me next. I want to be fucked. I can't read that light Piggy's voice out loud, so Piggy Pie squealed excitedly. Oh, Pinkie Pie. Twilight's eyes rolled. Twilight rolled her eyes. You know, you don't have the actually, this will give me a great opportunity to try a new spell. Oh, great. The unicorn concentrated, her horn glowed, and Big Bear felt the energy shifted to her as her body changed, her pussy feeling as if it was turning itself slightly inside out before it reshaped into a thick sheath between her legs, a thick shaft almost immediately spilling from it. Even her head reshaped to look more like a colt, so the transformation actually looked excruciating, but once Big Pie realized what it was, she grinned widely. Totally worth it. Oh my god. Oh hell yeah, me too. Rainbow Dash waved her hoof in the air, her grin widening. Twilight obliged, and Rainbow Dash landed so she could brace herself for the change. Surely enough, soon there was a beautiful colt. Beautiful cock balls hang between the Rainbow Pegasus' legs. Rainbow Pegasus. You mean the Rainbow Pegasi? Just like, well, it's just Pegasus. It's not Pegasus. It's nothing like that, so it's fine, I guess. But I mean, shit. Okay, whatever. She panted. Oh hell yes. Are you not going to join as well, my faithful student? Celestia moved up to the side of the stage, drawing Twilight's attention. Oh, Princess Celestia. Twilight gave a short bow and blushed. I'm sorry. But I honestly don't even want to come into physical contact with that dimwit. I feel like even touching her would somehow turn me into an imbecile like her. I'm really dreading this shit. Fuck. I forgot Celestia's voice. Fuck. Whatever. I know what you mean, but I really think you should enjoy yourself. At least while you watch. Celestia winked, then motioned with a single hoof for Twilight to come over as she stepped up to the stage. Twilight obeyed, obviously, and didn't even have to be told what to do, moving over to stand beneath the much taller princess, her head beneath Celestia, where she stood, raising her bottom to rub slightly at Celestia's belly, an obvious consent. No pony had seen them like this in public before, but it seems like a place to let go, and their affair wasn't exactly a secret anyways. Celestia's horn glowed, reshaping her own body, but even more easily. Her thick shaft flopped down onto Twilight's beneath. There should be a really period or a comma there, because like this one thing is just a paragraph with like barely any punctuation in certain areas that need it. She drew her hips back and gently penetrated her student. Celestia leaned over, kissing Twilight gently, and their hips began to move against each other. As they watched. Meanwhile, at the main attraction, Pinkie Pie had already mounted up behind Derpy, so exciting that she nearly fell off several times. She finally sagged her throbbing pink stallion hood into the torn pussy, the shaft immediately lubricating as blood drove down him, giving it a shiny, glistening coat of red paint. A shiny, glistening coat of crimson paint would be nicer than red. I'm sorry. She shuddered at the warm feeling of blood giggle that rammed the shafts forward. Derpy's body jerked in agony as the wound was stabbed once again. On the other end, the grinning Rainbow Dash pulled Derpy's head painfully forward, mounting up again and ramming her shaft forward. One hoof was used to pry Derpy's muzzle open, loading there to make sure she couldn't bite. Then she pushed the shaft directly into her mouth, not even stopping when she reached her throat. Soon the retard was gagging hard on the cock, barely able to breathe as Rainbow Dash started to thrust, moaning as she did so. Big Mac, retiring and resting nearby, was treated to a nice cleanup by his sister, lovingly licking the blood and seed from his shaft as he relaxed and sat on his haunches. Applejack enjoyed the feel of the still throbbing organ against her tongue as she watched continuous torture of Derpy out of the corner of her eye. Pinkie Pie wasn't long before she realized the wound she was fucking was so loose, and pulled out of it with some discontent. After a moment, she grinned and laughed once again. Instead of pulling her shaft tip up to press it against Derpy's asshole. What? Instead pulling her shaft. Okay, there. Yeah, now it makes sense. Instead pulling her shaft tip up to press it against Derpy's asshole. She probably wouldn't have gone inside if Derpy's blood hadn't made such good lube. But soon enough, the cock popped inside, and Pinkie Pie rolled her eyes back at the squeezing of an unwilling tail hole around her newly minted shaft. Ugh. Yeah, halfway through the story, Rainbow Dash enjoyed the choking scream of the pony beneath her, ramming hard into her throat, panting as she leaned over to give Pinkie a deep kiss over their mutual rape victim. Her hips tensed up in the Pegasus as much as a hair trigger as her cock rammed directly into Derpy's throat and spewed a load of thick seed into her. Derpy gagged pitifully. Rainbow colored seed drooled out of the edge of her mouth as she tried to help her wits about it. She probably would have gagged to death had Rainbow not been such a quickie, which would have been a mercy. You heard it here first. This guy says that Rainbow, when she comes, it's rainbow colored, so now I know where all the rainbow comes from. Yeah, all the rainbow. You see, like, there's only reason why there's one Pegasus. There's one Rainbow Pegasus in all Equestria, because Rainbow Dash is the only one that didn't become a sex slave. See? All that fucking... Oh my god, now that I'm thinking about it, it's terrible. But people taste that rainbow juice. Ugh. Probably fucking spike that shit with like fucking hot sauce shit, so like people wouldn't like think it's cum. Ew. Okay, the crowd continued in their present mood. Cheers still being thrown apart. Yeah, go for it. When do we get to see her die? The others on the stage seemed to be fine with their present situation, as in which Pinkie Pie and Rainbow Dash give Derpy a final rape before the main event. Fluttershy was coughing, rubbing firmly into her own pussy with one hoof, and into Dinky's from behind with her other. Applejack had rolled over onto her back, and she is now being fucked by her brother in a latent show of delicious incest as they both watched the show. Celestia and Twilight, as well as Rarity and Spike, were each enjoying one each other's company, dragging out their lovemaking for more of the show. As Rainbow Dash pulled back and gave a sigh of pleasure at being spent, Derpy began to sob once again, looking at the ground as tears mixed with blood and rainbow come and puddle there. Each ran from Pinkie Pie into her now bleeding ass made her yelp. Her pain, her mournful wails earning several more cheers from cheers and jeers from the crowd. I don't think jeers is actually a word. Okay, whatever. Rainbow Dash chuckled. I'm glad there's been fuck, I just saw dialogue. Rainbow Dash chuckled as she watched Pinkie Pie still going for it. The pink pony's eyes rolled back as she clenched around the idiot's hips and raped her hard into her behind. Her glee was disrupted by a feel against her semi-hard cock. Blinking, then looking beneath her, realized that Scootaloo had climbed up on stage and was licking her shaft clean as well. Oh no, don't do this. No, don't do this to me. Please, no. I don't want Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo. No, man, it's fucking gross. No. Rainbow Dash chuckled, ruffling Scootaloo's mane with a hoof, then grinning as she noticed Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom nearby as well. Apple Bloom was staring rather wide-eyed at her two siblings fucking, and Sweetie Belle just giggled at the sight in general. Ugh. I could get through the story, but full sex. Like, I could take, I could take the story, having, Fluttershy huffing fucking Dinky, but just, please, no, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear, detailed sex about, the story is not badly written. Falls. Yeah, I feel so sick. Oh my god. Okay, fuck it. Hey guys, would you like to try for a cutie mark? Rainbow Dash smirked, playing at what she knew would get their interest. Really? Apple Bloom burst out. For real? Sweetie Belle's voice cracked. I can't do voice crack. Anything? Scootaloo's voice was muffled. Her lips wrapped around Rainbow's cock tip, but was also enthused. I feel like puking. Okay, I just gotta make this fast. Rainbow Dash pointed to some nearby planks that they had left over from the building on the stage. Pinata time. Once Scootaloo was finished cleaning her idol's throbbing shaft, the three of them went for the splintering-looking boards. Cutie Mark Crusader Executioners. Yay! Okay, I could take the Executioners, but come on, really? No, don't put children in your stories. As luck would have it, Pinkie Pie was just now squealing as she blew a load of disturbingly pink seed into Derpy's ass, ramming hard several more times, obviously, having gone deeper than she had as deeper than she should have, as Derpy's ass was bleeding almost more than her pussy. Piggyback sighed happily. Jesus, then Piggyback must have a huge ass cock compared to Big Mac. Jesus, Big Mac, you had some competition. Hey, buddy. I'm sorry, Big Mac. Please don't hurt me, man. This is just a story. It's fan fiction. Big Mac, please go away. Big Mac, stop. Big Mac. Okay, good. Okay. Rainbow Dash chuckle. Where is that? Okay. Big Pie sighed happily, pulling herself off and then spitting disdainfully on Derpy's behind before moving aside. Rainbow Dash chuckled, then moved over. In perhaps a surprise move, she intentionally opened the clasps and released Derpy from the holding device. Of course, Derpy was too weak to move and simply collapsed against the ground into a puddle of various fluids as she sobbed. Rainbow Dash dragged her stupid little ass towards the front of the stage, dropping her there. Come. Come on, you dumb fuck. Rainbow Dash then turned to the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Go for it, guys. They were on it in a heartbeat. Derpy yelped as the first strike came, hitting her on the flank and then again, slamming into her head. A third taking out one of her front legs, causing her to fall against the stage. The beating continued, the fillies truly treating her like a banana, pummeling her as hard with their sticks as they giggled happily. Soon Derpy was covered in bruises, the beating so severe that her coat was coming off in patches in some areas. Both wings were broken, hanging at odd angles. One looked as if it might have fallen off at any time. Her face was swollen, her eyes nearly shut, and pus drooling from them. Each strike still earned a delicious yelp, though as soon she was too weak even to move. She collapsed on the floor. She very nearly did burst, wounds in her side looking torn. Having finished in Twilight, Celestia walked up to the action, smiling gently at the children in approval. She then leaned on her own down, smiling. Let me help you, Dills. Princess aimed for her horn at Derpy's torn and bleeding rape hole, ramming it into her. The sharp horn passed through her cervix, then outright punctured the back of her womb. It seemed that Celestia was quite good at this, and even managed to puncture Derpy's stomach by using her magica to hold the organ steady. Soon the shivering Pegasus had turned to convulsing as she was fully impaled. The bloody tip of Celestia's worm, extended by magic, soon exited Derpy's mouth. The Pegasus gagged again, somehow still alive after this. Twilight smiled from where she was resting, using her own magic to sharpen the sticks the Cutie Marks were using. Dinky even joined in the fun, taking another sharp stick for herself, grinning as she ran up to her. As Derpy stared into her eyes, Dinky slammed the stick into her face, even though Derpy was already in severe agony of the strike. And then that strike her the worst of anything that had happened to her, loaded with her own daughter's disgust of her. Soon the beating was back in full force, and the stabbing at this point rather. Dinky gouged out her mother's eye as the three others took the stabbing into her side, blood pouring out through the wound and the fillies in a mess of gore. Derpy let out a last wail, somehow managing to get the air out of her lung. The last time, then went silent. Celestia's horn glowed, doing her part as well. Derpy felt a sudden emptiness just as she was feeling the embrace of death. Then somehow she was forced to unto life more. Celestia absorbed the energy of her soul, draining her life force until it was too weak to even leave her body. Even the excitement didn't stop. The foals beating, the dead horse stabbing, gouging, enjoying every second. Derpy's guts spilled out onto the stage as her belly gave way. And only then did the filly slow down. Dinky actually moved beneath her, allowing the gore to spill over her.
Yeah, Dinky cheered. She's dead. Mommy's dead. I won't even have to listen to her stupid stories again. Oh, I fucking hate this writer. And it's not even over. Oh my god. Give me a second. I'm really disgusted with this story. Okay. Like, I don't get it. How can anyone like this story? It's so sickening. Okay. Celestia smirked, knowing that due to her spell, Derpy wasn't dead. Even if she couldn't breathe or move anymore, she was agonizingly conscious of every moment and would feel her body slowly rot, and near an eternity of agony. She would be fully conscious until her body had dissolved into dirt. Celestia would make sure she was emboweled, so it would take a very long time. I don't know what that word is. Perhaps even repairing her body and stuffing her so she could be used as a fuck toy by guards during their breaks. There we go, children. You did very well. Sorry. There we go, children. You did very well. Fuck, why do I keep saying, there we go. You did very well, children. I'm sorry, like, that line, like, I don't know. Celestia yanked her horn free, allowing Derpy to smack onto the stage with a gruesome splat. The crowd began to disperse slowly, celebrations occurring in various places. Radiant Spike went home for another round. Applejack and Big Macintosh took Apple Bloom home to show her a thing or two as well. Oh, fuck. Scootaloo followed Rainbow Dash and Sweetie Belle tagged along with Rarity and Spike. Oh. Twilight retreated to her library with Celestia, while Pinkie Pie tagged along with Rainbow Dash to get in on some filly action. Fuck this story. This story's fucking terrible and I feel sick reading it. Nearly done though. Nearly done. I am. Dinky, of course, went home with Fluttershy, though Celestia stopped them on the way out. Oh, Fluttershy. Dinky stopped his daughter, so you know, normally we kill retarded before they breed. But in this case, you'll take care of it, alright? Celestia whispered. Oh, don't worry, Your Highness. So, Fluttershy whispered back. I'll take care of it. I guess I just have a bit of stage fright, so wanted to do it on home. I'm glad I didn't eat anything, because I would be throwing up at this point, man. This shit is so disgusting. Fluttershy took Dinky back to her own
potted, smiling happily as she went home, and groaning more excitedly the closer to home she was. By the time she was at her front door, she then normally even the normally inconceited Fluttershy could feel her thighs drooling with fluid from her own sweet pussy. Once inside, she shut the door behind her and took Dinky over to the couch.
Here we are. Here we go, dear.
Fluttershy smiled, allowed Dinky to hop onto the couch.
Wow, this is great.
Dinky was still raving about the fun of the party.
She's really dead. She sure is, sweetie.
Fluttershy rubbed her mane gently, smiling over more.
Her corpse will probably get a lot more used before the night is over, but you'll never have to see that stupid mare again.
Fuck, I forgot what Dinky's voice is.
So what is, so are you my mommy now? I suppose I am, but not for long, I'm afraid, sweetie. Oh, why? Why not?
Dinky looked about curiously.
Is someone else going to take me in? No, I'm really sorry.
Fluttershy started gently moving up onto the soft couch, with Dinky slowly moving her hoof to roll the little girl over onto her back. A second hoof moving to rub her slowly down her belly, and then down below her young thighs against her tiny slit. Dinky arched her back, feeling the delicious underaged pussy getting a nice rubbing again, spreading her legs out and relaxing.
What are you sorry for? Well, sweet,
Fluttershy sighed, seeming sad to have to tell her.
You're still Derpy's daughter, which means you just have too much of a chance of growing up to be a retard like her. I'm going to have to put you down too. Don't worry. It won't be as painful as your mother's death, though. I think I'll need to make it hurt a little so I could get off good enough. If that's okay with you. But you said...
Dinky frowned, but arched her back slightly more.
Now, sweetie, never said we were going to let you live. It was just a chance we could take. I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's just not a chance. Okay, sorry. Not a chance that we could take. I'm sorry. Fluttershy smiled gently, moving her lips to pin Dinky down with her hind legs, taking a deep breath as she rubbed her still drooling slit against the child's tummy. Okay, slowly gliding it up and down to leave a wet spot there. Then down to rub their two pussies together.
No.
Dinky felt good, but she was also taking Fluttershy at her word, and she didn't want to die like her idiot mother.
Let's get on the floor so it would be less comfortable for you, if you don't mind.
Fluttershy didn't wait for an answer, dragging Dinky off the couch and slamming her onto the floor, landing on top of her, then continuing to rub to her hip rubbing. She leaned downward, licking at the foal's nose, forcing her into a kiss, making out with her lustfully. As she thrust her hips against the smaller pony, she rolled her eyes back as she felt Dinky's breathing faster.
I forgot how arousing the last breaths of child could feel against my face. Thank you for this, Dinky.
God.
Okay. Dinky started to tear up, soon beginning to cry, degrading quickly into a sob, which only made Fluttershy shiver in delight. Fluttershy moaned. Oh, sweetie, you have the most beautiful voice. I could almost get off just by listening to you. Fluttershy slowly moved herself upwards toward her body around as she settled her thighs around the child's head, now pushing her soaked cunt against Stinky's muzzle and started to rub it there. The muffled sob sounded wet now, but somehow more intense and sent shivers of pleasure up Fluttershy's loins. Her hoof ran down to Dinky's thighs again, but instead of rubbing her, she thought of her hoof. Instead of rubbing her, she threw her hoof down to smack hard at the young cunt several times, making her squeal with each hit. So into things was Fluttershy. She didn't realize when Twilight opened the door and came inside. Oh, hello, Fluttershy. Twilight didn't even blink an eye to come in and see Fluttershy murdering a child. In fact, she praised it. I see you're taking care of things. That's great. I came to get something I left here before. Twilight was still drooling with Alessia's seed now from both her cunt and ass. She hadn't cleaned it off as if proud to display it. Fluttershy looked up, blushing from head to hoof, but only slowing down for an instant, continuing her thrusting afterwards, and pressing down a bit more to muffle the child's sobs beneath her as she forcefully rubbed her cunt against Dinky's face. Oh, hello, Twilight. I hope you don't mind if I keep going. Ugh. Oh, no. Go ahead. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. I'm glad that little retard wouldn't be influencing any of the other little fillies and cults, Twilight said good-naturedly, picking up the book she had left, but then placing it back down as she thought. Did you want me to use that spell on you that I used on Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie earlier? Oh, would you? Fluttershy smiled. Oh, story's killing me. Please tell me that I'm near the end. Just give me a second. I'm so close. I guess Fluttershy smiled. That'd be so wonderful. No problem. I'm glad to help out a friend. Twilight's horn glowed. Fluttershy went through the same process as the others. Suited a thick yellow horse cock draped against Dinky's sobbing face as Fluttershy shivered. Great. Fluttershy immediately moved to sit on her haunches. I don't know what that is. Pulling Dinky up again against her. The child was held facing away from her at first, but then Fluttershy carefully turned her around so that she could see her wailing face better. She smiled gently and kissed her nose before his cock was placed against the tiny entry and pressed upwards hard. It wasn't an easy fit, and she was having to work at it a bit. Oh, did you want me to make a bit more stretchy too? Twilight offered.
No thanks. Fluttershy politely declined. That would make it hurt less. Anyway, how are things going in the square? She pressed again, then firmly, with a lewd splotch sound, she penetrated the foal, causing Dinky to wail out loudly. Twilight had to raise her voice over the sound of the child being raped, but otherwise spoke with the same utmost calm. Oh, of course. Silly me. Oh yes, it was going well. Last I saw, pretty sure just about every Hellion present had his cack in Derpy's corpse at this point. At least she got used for something good. Oh, that's nice. Ugh. Fluttershy giggled slightly. She probably a better late dead than she ever was alive. Fluttershy took another deep breath and arched his hips into another thrust, going deeper to the small child's pussy, stretching it out, feeling blood drill out of the tiny pussy and down his shaft and to his balls. You're telling me? Twilight rolled her eyes. They're finally yanking her head off, so they don't have to look at look into her retarded walled eyes stare. But didn't Dinky just yank her mother's eyes out? So there is no stare anymore. Fuck hard, you fucking stupid. Continuity error. Yeah, continuity error. So I can't take this seriously anymore. Oh yeah. Now her cunt, ass, and neck hole are all drooling with juices from all the males. She idly sat on her haunches and cautiously rubbed her own pussy with one hoof as she watched. Fluttershy. I can't get my voice back. Man, the story's killing my voice. Okay. Fluttershy ground his hips upward, panting loudly between words as he got her cock deeper. Twilight had given him quite the stallionhood, but he was determined to get it all in. As he bottomed out, he only rammed harder, forcing the tip through the little girl's cervix. And little spelled incorrectly. It's Lilttle. Yeah, you still have. Oh, come on, guys. Learn to spell. Can't even spell little right. Can't take this story seriously. I can't even take this seriously. I'm really starting to feel sick from eating this. And feeling it hit the back of her womb. The noise Dinky made was so delightful that it even made Twilight moan from across the room. Fluttershy finally managed to speak again. That was nice. That sounds nice. I'm glad Celestia let me take Dinky home. It's not often I get to be with a foal that I don't have to hold back with. Oh, Fluttershy, you're such a pedophile. Twilight smiled, using it as a term of endearment, it seemed. God. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Someone please save me. I've been... Oh, God. Oh, yes. Fluttershy panted. Fluttershy panted, still managing to ram deep his cock throbbing more with each slam. Dinky's body trembled violently as her body bulged out from the sides of the cup, ramming into her. Hey, who's this? Who's this? Is this Twilight? No. I think the best part is how innocent she is, poor thing. I feel bad for her having popped out of Derpy's cunt. It's best we put her down. Agreed. Twilight nodded, clapping slightly harder as she watched, drooling a bit without even realizing. Flesheye's further words were cut off as he moaned, his cock having went far deeper than ever he had been keeping track of. Dinky's body thrashed delightfully as the bloody tip of Fluttershy's cock exited her mouth and listening a giggle from Twilight. Twilight leaned over, seeing that Fluttershy was about to blow the load, and clasped her lips around the cock tip. Fluttershy moaned, gripping Dinky in both hooves, thrusting her up and down like a masturbation toy, and finally went off, his copious sperm flooding Twilight's mouth as she gulped it down. What? I'm confused. Okay, I got confused there. Yes. Twilight pulled her head back, then looked at Dinky's face. The full, now very much dead, she was slowly pulled the newly pimped child corpse off the Fluttershy shaft with a long, grotesque slurping sound, and started to counter the spell until that Fluttershy returned to being female. Who's this? Take her. I'll take her out so that the crowd can enjoy her a bit too. Story. Fucking hell. Kill me! I want to die. Oh my god. Okay, let me read this comment by Bloodpool. My god. I can't unsee the mental images the story gave me. Oh well, only one way out. And I'll show you a picture of it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. My god. Okay, let me tell you what this fucking fanfiction story has. Okay, this one's called Derpy's Finest Hour. It has 118 thumbs up. How the fuck are people even thumbsing this up? Sorry, I'm still remembering my mental image. I kind of wish I didn't read this. Okay. And it has 165 thumbs down. Thumbs up, 118. Fucking kill me. This world, I want to die. Okay. Okay, so, to tell you the truth, I actually kind of wanted to read this story. I didn't know it was like, I didn't know it was like, as bad as it was. I actually have a bookmark in a section called, Let's Reads, because I wanted to do, a series called Let's Reads, kind of like how Duha does it. And I want to get people to come on here and, have fun. But, again, I don't have the strongest, reading ability. And right now, I am starting to lose my voice. I'm really straining my voice right now, just trying to talk. So, yeah. Fuck you, Headless Rainbow. Headless underscore rainbow. At least it's not as bad as Kick-Ass 2 to shoot your mom. Okay, so yeah, I'm planning. I want to do more of this series. If anyone wants to join me, just add me on Skype. It's all the links are down below to places where you can contact me. If you have a Skype and you have a microphone, don't be afraid to contact me. If you want to work with me on anything, I'd be happy to work with anyone on anything, as long as you are a good person, and and it's fun. It's something fun, not like, oh, hey, I need you to do a voice for 40 fucking characters and have them all be different characters and different genders and different races, and then I want you to edit everything. I can't do that, okay? Okay, but I mean, like, I want to do a Let's Read series. I just want to do a co-commentary series with anyone. So please, don't be afraid to hit me up if you want to do some work with me or anything like that. So yeah, I'll see you, my ninjas and assassins. Hopefully for not another fucking fan fiction reading like this. This is why I never read fucking fan fiction. This is why I only stay to fucking Living the Dream, because Living the Dream is at least funny and I can make fun of it. Here I can't. This is fucked up. I'm surprised even people do this. And that fucking picture, that fucking terribly edited picture, does not deserve to be there. And to you, Headless Rainbow there, Headless Rainbow, Headless underscore Rainbow, I dub thee the fuckiest motherfucker I've ever met. So yeah, I'll see you, my ninjas and assassins, for the next mission of videos. Oh my god, my throat. Okay, good. Now my throat's not killing me. Man, oh man, my throat is killing me. My throat is killing me. There we go. Oh, Audacity. How long have I been recording? Okay, so I have to actually record the intro too. Fuck. Okay.